Yo, what's going on, man? Miles Fortress here, and this is a very short announcement, okay? Please join my Discord, okay? It's called Miles Fortress 2. It's a pun on Vader's Fortress in Star Wars, you know, his castle on Mustafar. Very cool, right? Very cool. Join in though. There's plenty to talk about. Marvel, Star Wars, DC, anything, you know? So come on in, join, have some fun. We're a family, and yeah, let's chill. What's going on, man? It's your boy Darth Mal. And today we have an article with the direct, okay? It's about the Arrowverse creator apparently saying that Marvel needs to be rebooted. Now, y'all don't know me. I have a very specific take on Marvel, very popular take on Marvel that I think a lot of you guys would agree. Basically, they should have rebooted. They should have rebooted after Endgame, a break, whatever, I don't know, like five plus years, whatever, just to take that time and just gather their thoughts, be able to just create new and fun stories, original stories, But what they did is that they just hopped right back into the content machine. It was way too much content. Fans are seeing it now in the product, the poor quality sometimes, poor CGI, the poor writing. And it's very distracting. This video will be about me talking about why it should be rebooted and seeing why the creator of the Arrowverse believes so. Because he's right. I mean, he's right. It's just, you had a saga going on for 10 plus years. 10 plus years. What do? You keep it going, right? You keep it going, you take no breaks. And not just that, you added more to it. The shows were probably the biggest Marvel killer right now, are these shows. Now Secret Invasion just flopped, which is kind of sad because I love that show. I actually love Secret Invasion, but it flopped. Not many fans liked it, and it's just, they gotta just stop, take a breath, and just rethink, replan. I don't know. So it says here, Arrowverse creator wants to reboot, or wants MCU reboot. In a recent interview, Arrowverse co-creator Mark Guggenheim revealed he thinks Marvel should look into rebooting the MCU. Appearing on the Arthi and Saram show, Guggenheim discussed Marvel Studios' lackluster results since Avengers Endgame. It's been a literal dumpster fire since Endgame. That's just a fact. Saying he would prune the tree if he were in charge. So he says here, if I was suddenly in Kevin Feige's role, basically I would do what Iger was saying, which is prune the tree. There's just too much content. Yep, it's way too much content. Way too much content. There's too many shows. And then you have movies coming out alongside the shows. And it's like you're just seeing it. It's too much. It's just way too much. Fans literally feel obligated now. They feel obligated, not me, but most normal fans who watch the MCU and love the MCU feel obligated to watch the stuff. Oh, if I watch this show, it'll lead into this show or this movie. If I see this movie, it'll lead into this show or this movie. So, it's just, in terms of business, it's smart because it is making a lot of money. But at the same time, the quality is just bad. I've always been more of a quality over quantity kind of guy, money isn't everything. It's not. So, and apparently they've admitted that, that they got to slow down. I think it was Bob Chapek, I think, who's in charge now after Iger left, or it could be the other way around. I'm not sure. But yeah, whoever's in charge now, they know that Marvel needs to slow down. So that's good. A great step in the right direction, He says here, I'm like the biggest Marvel nerd ever, and I haven't seen Moon Knight. I just can't keep up. There's too much content. Moon Knight isn't worth it, bro. Trust me. It's not worth it. He added that the key to the MCU's previous success was its fundamentally very simple stories. He's right. Stories being able to jump in without seeing any prior films. That's true. That's an amazing point, actually. I never realized that. Yeah, you can tell towards the end of the MCU or the Infinity Saga, everything has to be connected. Everything has to be connected. Everything. He's right. And then, of course, like Iger was saying, there's a question of how much content you can produce at quality. To me, the difference between phases 1 through 3 is fundamentally something very simple, which is you could even be watching Infinity War without having seen the prior X number of movies. That's true. Like you mentioned, Winter Soldier. The Soldier was its own movie with a beginning, middle, and end. And yet that movie set the foundation for things that it didn't deal with Infinity Stones, but it did deal with Hydra and S.H.I.E.L.D. and Steve Rogers' relationship with the government, Winter Soldier. There were a lot of pieces, and same thing with Black Panther. Black Panther works great as a movie, beginning, middle, and end, even though it's setting up this whole world of Wakanda that figure is very large in Infinity War. Yeah, that was probably the only connection to Infinity War was Wakanda being the place for the battlefield. Doctor Strange too. Oh god, he's right completely about this. You had to watch other stuff to understand this movie. WandaVision. You had to watch WandaVision to understand that movie. This is just too much. It's way too much content. Compare that with Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, where in order to understand the villain of the movie, Wanda, you have to watch not a movie, another TV show. WandaVision, he's right, see? A TV show that you had to spend money to subscribe to the service that aired it. That's the problem. Each of these movies in phases 1 through 3, they all stood on their own. And my guess is that they are building up what phase 4 is the Secret Wars that they've announced is not the Secret Wars of the 1980s. It's probably not. If Jonathan Hickman's Secret Wars, which basically was sort of like a reset for the Marvel Universe, so I think they are gonna, if they do what I expect them to do, they will end up pruning the tree, as I said. I think so too. I think they're gonna reboot towards the end. Like, there's no way they keep this whole entire thing going this long. There's no way. Hopefully it'll get rebooted, you know, and we'll finally get good content. But anyway, man, that's it for me. Like, subscribe, comment down below your thoughts on this, man. Was Mark Guggenheim right? Should it be rebooted, man? If you ask me, yes, it has to be rebooted. There's just too much content. He's right. Back then it was a lot easier to understand. Nowadays it's more so just like, I gotta watch this, pay for Disney Plus, I gotta see this, that, blah, 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 blah. Like, you know, it's ridiculous. And again, you're seeing it in the final product. Bad CGI, no visual effects, bad writing, not very good acting. You're seeing it. You're seeing it. The films aren't in the same level of quality as they were at one point. It's just clear as day. So yes, if me though, I am out. Peace.